pretty little cottage. They're absolutely beautiful.
This is really interesting because the lock, the water this side and the water the other side of that lock gate are virtually the same level.
Well, having left Midland Chandlers, we've now pulled onto the Runcorn arm to fill up with water, and we had hoped to win. Sorry guys, the boat moved and I nearly fell off the deck. I wasn't expecting it to move. Well, good morning everybody. Having spent 3 lovely days here by Bridge 111, I can't tell you where we are because we're in the middle of nowhere, but just across the fields to my left, the distance is the River Weaver and Dutton Locks, so that'll give you an idea of roughly where we are on the canal. But today we're moving on. It's we've got a stop lock, Dutton stop lock. Then we've got Preston Brook tunnel to look forward to, and then we're going to try and stop for some water, and we need to stop in Midland Chandlers, which is in Preston Brook, if we can. And the final destination today, if all goes well, is Moor on the Bridgewater Canal. So as we go through Preston Brook tunnel, this side we're on the Trent and Mersey canal, but on the other side of the tunnel we emerge on the Bridgewater Canal. So do enjoy the cruise today. This week sees us north of the Anderton Left on the Trent and Mersey Canal, heading towards the Bridgewater Canal. Our journey starts at Bridge 210. Our journey this time takes us along the Trent and Mersey Canal and through Preston Brook Tunnel, past Preston Brook itself, passing on to the Bridgewater Canal. We then make a brief turn onto the Runcorn arm to fill up with water, before returning to the main line and heading down towards Moor, and we found a mooring just outside the village. Pretty little cottage. They're absolutely beautiful. Lovely gardens here. And it looks like it's got its own personal winding hole. Bridge 112. No, 212.
212.
212. 212.
Alive with ivy.
Now doing a field test with the new microphone. So today is Monday the 6th of May. It's the anniversary today of the King's coronation. It doesn't seem a year ago that he was something or other.
For want of a better word.
For want of a better word. So we're just going past Dutton Wharf, which is just before the stop lock. And the last time we came through here, this was all derelict, and the new owners were doing it up. And they've done a brilliant job, got to say. But I'm going to have to stop because just up front now is Dutton stop lock. I've just moored up now while Chris prepares the stop lock. And there's another view of the little wharf there. Oh, lovely. So this lock is a gauging lock. It's where they used to take the tolls in the old days before you went through the tunnel, and that's how the old canal companies used to raise revenue to maintain the canals. And the tunnel just up ahead, as you can see by the sign, is only wide enough for one boat to travel through, so there is a time scale of when you can go in and when you can come out. So we can't go in until the hour for 10 minutes past, and we've got about 15-minute wait. So the tunnel is just up ahead where that White House is.
Well, this is Dutton stop lock, all of about 6 inches drop, I think, if that. And there is Steve coming into the lock. Well, in a minute he will. There he comes now. The water is so still, and the sun, you can even see the reflection of AmyJo in the water in front of the bow. No pressure on him now to actually get it right and not hit anything. There he comes. It's quite wide actually, this lock. There he is, in.
It's quite an interesting lock, this, although it only raises and lowers the level by a couple of inches. As you can see from the lock gate, it's only wide enough for one boat, but the lock itself is a lot wider. If I pan round, you can see we've got this gap on this side and a gap on this side. So I think it's big enough for two boats, but the entrance into the lock is only wide enough for one.
This is really interesting because the lock, the water this side and the water the other side of that lock gate are virtually the same level. Well, this tunnel's a bit longer, it's about 1,200 yards or something, I think. And literally, it's a black hole. It really is. Oh no, I can see a little ray of light at the other end. You can't, because I don't think the camera picks it up. But yes, I can just about see the other end. Nobody in it, but we better wait till on the hour, because we have on the hour for 10 minutes to go through, and that's it. Off. I've had to do a light check. So let's walk back and get on the boat, and obviously we're going through. Goes through a bit of changes here, round, and then we go to square. What's up there? Oh, don't know.
This section of the tunnel collapsed in 1981 and had to be dug out and completely rebuilt. And the materials were brought in from the surface, hence this large square dome, which is known locally as the cathedral.
Black hole. Different shapes, it's fractionally wider here. then into a really narrow bit. And back to the brickwork. So whether that's been replaced, repaired or whatever, no idea. Ugh, got wet from that one.
Well, that's it. We've just come through Preston Brook tunnel and no problems there. We had a boat behind us, which you could probably just make out in the distance there. So now we're making our way along the Bridgewater canal now. I nearly said Trent and Mersey. The Bridgewater canal. We're going to try and stop at Midland Chandler's just up the way here, get some water, and then we'll carry on. Old warehouse, obviously been converted into apartments, and very nice looking apartments they are too, I have to say. As we approached this cabin cruiser, it was unapparent to both me that there was a bend just behind it, and there was a hire boat approaching from the opposite direction, but neither myself nor the helm of the hire boat could see each other till the last minute. We both had to put the brakes on, and as luck would have it, neither boats touched, there was no harm done, and we both carried on our way, apologising to each other that we didn't see him. However, it wasn't until we stopped that we found out that the bush had pulled the power cable out of the GoPro and it had stopped recording. Well, after a brief pit stop at Midland Chandler's here at Preston Brook, we're now getting underway again. We're going to make a brief detour onto the Runcorn Arm just to top up with water. We know there's a water tap just outside the marina, and then we're going to wind, come back out the Runcorn Arm and carry on up the Bridgewater Canal. Well, having left Midland Chandler's, we've now pulled onto the Runcorn Arm to fill up with water, and we had hoped to wind because it does look nice and wide here, but unfortunately AmyJo's just about 2 foot too long to get round in one go, so we're going to have to reverse back and wind at the marina entrance, unfortunately. Well, having filled with water in the Runcorn Arm, we have now winded, as you can see, and we are now back on our way out to the Bridgewater Canal and heading on up towards Liverpool again. Meantime, Chris has brought out lunch. Just look at that, and it's her own homemade bread. So I think she's quite chuffed with that. It's a huge campus here at the Science Centre. All various companies are based here, all under the shadow of that tower. Well, that's it for this cruise. We got ourselves moored up just outside a village called Moor. We're now on the Bridgewater canal, as I've said earlier, and there's a post office just round the corner down there. I've got some parcels from Amazon coming, so we're going to sit here for today and tomorrow, and then we'll move on. So that's it. We'll catch you later. Bye.